Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining Candid Convo with Chris. Hold on, we were just talking about this. Thank you all for joining Candid Convo with Crystal. I am here with the executive producing team of Real Creative Productions, the cast of Only Choice, Miquel and Bianca Golden, Miquel Jones and Bianca Golden, filmmaker Shaun Mathis, and we might see Kenneth Wilder popping in a second. But thank you, everyone. Let's get it going. Let's get this debut going. Please, in the chat, tell us what you think. And I just appreciate, hey, what's up, Monique? What's up, Coco, Shanika, Kimberly? You've been hanging out with me for a long time. I really appreciate it. Hey, B-Love. Let's get it going. And here is Only Choice. Give me 1 second, y'all. Here.
What are you looking at?
What are you looking at?
See, this is what I'll be talking about. You and your...
Me and my what? Go ahead, Mr. Rich. Me and my what?
Never mind.
How did we get here?
Oh, now you want to ask. Right as I'm packing my bags?
For real, how?
Well, where do I start? You don't respect me, you downplay my feelings, and you always question my decision-making.
No, you don't listen to me. You are so selfish, and you don't even take this relationship serious.
Stop inching closer to me. See you doing it.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You creepy, let's face it. There's no other way to put it. I mean, who likes to come closer to people in the middle of an argument? Creepy ass Jordan, that's who.
Your secret is no longer a secret.
What secret are you talking about? We both know I'm an open book.
You using secret deodorant is no longer a secret. I always wonder why you lingered in the bathroom after taking a shower. You didn't want me to know, did you?
So what? I like to have 48 hours of protection.
It's for women. Get your own.
Now you just saying anything, because that's what you do. Look, we can't keep doing this, and you know that. I'll be back to get the rest of my things later. And I'm taking the car.
I have a nail appointment in an hour.
Well, why don't you creep your way into the nail salon, inch by inch? Man, bro, I need a place to stay. We got into another argument, and to be honest with you, I'm not even sure about what this time. Nah, bro, not this time. Jordan just got a side to her that I don't get. It's like as soon as you think you know him, you realize you don't. Yeah, she still do that, but I'm not even talking about that. We just, I don't know, bro, but I did take the car, though. I know, right? Fuck. I just need a place to stay. Hey, let me ask you something. Do you wear secret deodorant? Nah, man, I'm on the way. She just got me tripping.
Girl, thank you for coming to the nail salon with me today. I need it.
Yeah, me too. Nothing like nail therapy.
So tell me what happened.
It's over. We got into it and he left.
Really? About what this time?
That's the thing. I don't even know. It's always something with him. I just don't think we're supposed to be together.
Rick said that last time and y'all got back on track.
It's different this time. I think it's really over.
Well, okay. Well, let me take you out after this so we can go find you some of that move on.
Stop. This just happened.
Okay. It's Saturday. I'm gonna give you a week. Okay. It's gonna be a hot. I'm just playing. I'm just trying to lighten the mood.
Girl, you're so silly. We've been together for 3 years. 3 years. I never imagined it ending like this.
Like what?
He packed his bags and he left.
He packed a bag. Shit, this is serious. But between your creepy controlling ass and his stubbornness, it's for sure to come to a head.
Now's not the time to tell me how creepy I am. I really wanted this to work.
Well, did you tell him that before he left?
No. I brought up his secret.
Girl, what secret? Do tell.
I'm not gonna do him like that.
Girl, what is it? Jordan, you can tell me. I'm your best friend.
Never mind.
All right. Well, maybe you don't want it if you didn't say anything. You too busy being upset.
Why you always gotta go so deep? You know I'm sensitive.
I'm sorry. So is he moving out?
I don't know. But I know one thing. He better be back with the car.
Hold up. He took the car. How you gonna take a car that belongs to both of you? See that? It's gonna get real messy.
No, it's not. I'm gonna lay out some rules until we figure all of this out.
Rules.
Rules?
Before I lay them out, where you staying?
With Q, why?
Because I need to know where the car is when I don't have it.
Look, you can't be in control of every situation, so get on with it. And you doing that creepy shit again.
Monday through Thursday, I'll have the car. You can have it on Friday and Saturday. Sunday, we'll leave it parked. Deal?
Now you go with your bullshit again. How about this? I get the car Monday through Thursday, and you get it on Friday and Saturday. Deal?
No way.
So how you expect me to accept it if you won't?
So, honey, baby.
Look, can we behave like adults and figure this shit out?
All right. I'll get the car Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can have it on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Sunday, we'll let it rest.
Whatever.
All right, Jordan girl, you got this. Positive thoughts. It's not as bad as you think. Good thoughts. It's gonna be a good day. Yes. I know this doesn't say E. Hold on. Wait a minute. Really? You couldn't put gas in the car?
Well, good morning to you too. I sent you $60. That should be more than enough to fill up the tank.
It's not about the money.
Oh, so now it's not about money? Well, what is it about?
You know what? I'm not doing this with you today. So let's just end this conversation before we both say something that we can't take back. Have a nice day, Rich.
Be blessed.
Want to talk about gas? She done had NBA players in my car.
No. Short legs.
I must have dropped this. This ain't mine. That mother.
Good times, bro. Good times.
Man, who you telling?
Hey, let's get us an Uber. Matter of fact, that's your ass. So tell me, what are the rules to your ride share? I sure don't want Jordan tripping on me.
Oh, you got jokes, huh?
Hey, I'm just saying, I don't want you to lose the only custody that you have at the moment. Okay, all right. Hey, you slipping, bro. Evidence, lipstick at that. Come on, man. You know women are the best private investigators since Inspector Gadget. And half of it is her car.
Bro, can you be serious for once? I wouldn't violate her like that. No cap.
Okay, then how did she find the lipstick?
It was my mom's. She had to get her car serviced on Thursday, and I didn't want her to wait, so I took her to lunch. She must have dropped it then. I mean, she even texted me about it yesterday, and it was Jordan Day that had a car, so I couldn't search.
Did you tell Jordan this?
I didn't get a chance to. We got into another argument. I told her she needed to be more concerned about having dudes getting comfortable in my car, because that's how you can cause other problems. And you know she had the nerve to come up with some story about her cousin needing a ride?
And you didn't believe her?
Why should I?
Okay, the same reason why you want Jordan to believe that the lipstick was your mama's. I mean, you know it's true. I mean, but it sounds sketchy. But, I mean, that's just like her saying the seat left back was because she was dropping her cousin. I mean, it's probable, don't get me wrong. But, hey, you're over-exaggerating. You're not together anymore, get over it.
You know you always on Jordan's side.
Bro. Hey, let's have a good time tonight, because when the clock strikes 12, you're going to have to bring your chariot back. Hey, Jordan probably installed a low jack, because when 12:01 hit, we both going to be stranded out here, because the switch going to flip and all hell going to break loose. I swear, you and Jordan, yeah, true, you do the same shit every year.
Didn't we park right here? Shit!
Rich, it's 2 a.m. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just came to check on you.
What do you mean check on me? What's going on?
The car got stolen. Our address was on the registration, so I just wanted to make sure everything was cool here.
What? From where?
Q and I, we were downtown.
I'm freaking out. What if they come here? Please don't tell me you left your house keys in the car.
I have my keys. Calm down.
What did the police say?
They have footage of people breaking into different cars, taking off at the same time. They think it was planned.
This is bad. So I guess you're crossing your fingers, hoping that they never find the car. So you can be done with me, for real, for real.
Come on. Now, why would you say that? You didn't want this relationship. You didn't want us.
That's not true. I just don't know how.
Let me guess. You don't know how we got here. Look, it's too late for all that. I came by here because I actually do care. I'll call you when I hear more from the police.
We can be friends if you wanna. We could just talk if you wanna. We could hold hands if you wanna. Hey, tell me what you wanna do. We could just laugh if you wanna. Late nights on the stars if you wanna. We could just kiss if you wanna. Hey, tell me what you wanna do. It's like the story of my life. Best friends, but we rocking all the same things. Say you need me, but you really trying to change lanes. Well, I don't even care. In my life, I don't battle with no fear. Fighting dragons always been a real one. Hate you saying showing love, you a real chameleon. Get the facts straight, always on repeat. Like.
What did you guys think? Please tell me in the chat. Thank you so much, Coco. Hey, Misha. Copy Fresh. We know you. And thank you guys so much. Thank you. SJ Dub says that he wears secret deodorant, so you and Miguel are in the same boat. so that we gotta let Pasha back in. And I thought, okay, Kenneth is gone. Kenneth will be back. Kenneth will be back, y'all. Kenneth will be back. So please tell me what you guys thought in the chat. Please let us know. We really hope you like it. We really hope you guys got a good response from it.
Well, first, I'm going to say this. I saw somebody who posted that Bianca, the character Bianca was playing, is a nutcase. She's not a nutcase.
Right.
That wasn't our intention.
I literally just saw that.
It was mine.
I think that's debatable. Very debatable. Look.
So you know what? Now that Miguel, you just said that. So what do you think about the finished product? What did you think?
You know, the project was special to me for a multitude of reasons, I would say. But the biggest thing for me was it just felt like it was almost just right, down to the fact that I actually do wear secret deodorant. Like, that was the thing during the audition. And I was like, this is actually the role I need to play. And I'm proud to say I wear secret, you know?
Right.
So I love watching the project, and it was really cool to see it come to life, because we had all the different scenes we had to do and all it takes, but it felt really good to see it come together.
You know, Miguel, it's so funny you say that. I kind of want to go to Shaun for a second, because Miguel, you on set, I said, you never know with Shaun. You never know with Shaun. You know, a lot of directors, he likes to go by the book, or, Shaun might switch it up on you. How was that working with Shaun Mathis?
You know what? It was actually really fun. It was a different experience to what I'm used to, but we would have certain things. It was almost like a collaboration of minds. So he'd be like, wait a minute, how you feel about doing this? And I just be like, look, I trust you. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And when you watching it, it sees why it makes sense why he wanted to take the choices and the chances that he did.
Okay. So, good point. Okay. So now I want to go to Courtney and Pasha. They're the executive producers and the writers of this project. So, so you know what? Let me start with Courtney real quick. So, Courtney, what was it like filming Only Choice? What was it like? Just the film process. Let's.
Man, so all my filmmakers out there that are watching, or even for those of you that are not filmmakers, you have a plan, you go to execute, and then stuff goes wrong. This particular shoot, something went wrong where it was supposed to be 2 days. We had it all laid out, and someone broke into my car on the second day and stole all of my equipment and the footage. So you talk about a moment. It was so bad, I honestly cried. I was that upset. I called my wife and cried like a baby, because I knew we worked so hard and it was lost. So to now have to regroup that, Pasha and I came out of our pocket and got more monies available to redo this and make it come to life. So to even piggyback on Miguel, to have it go from where it was completely just an idea to where we're at right now is amazing. Through all we went through, and there was nothing that was going to stop us in doing that. So that was, that was one of the experiences. Other than that, just being able to have the words come to life, go through the process, editing, all the stuff, because we're hands-on in this entire process. So it started off rocky, but ended up great.
Pasha, do you have anything to add to that when Courtney's going through that? And like you said, Pasha's a planner, y'all. Pasha likes an agenda. And,
yes,
and that's great.
I am. I like to be prepared for anything, but as Courtney said, and going through the process, sometimes there's so much that's going on that you can't be prepared for everything. But what I want to say, kudos to our cast. Bianca and Miquel, once we auditioned them, we kind of exactly knew who we wanted. There was no second guessing.
Yep.
It was, these are the actors that we need. And I also want to big up our crew. So Shaun, we met Shaun about 2 years ago, probably a little bit, 4?
Was it 4?
4.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. COVID has taken off years of my life.
Right.
But we met Shaun 4 years ago when me and Courtney were, in our process, writing together. And we went to Shaun's workshop. He had a writer's workshop. We would go there every Thursday. Shaun, was it Thursday?
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday. And I will say that it was an awesome time to be able to work with him, not only, from him teaching us and working through the process of how you get your script from idea to paper, then to production, but the fact that we were actually able to bring him on as the director, it was awesome. And the rest of the crew, as Courtney said, there was so much going on, and the additional cast, well, there was so much going on. Everybody kind of jumped to it, and it was all hands on deck. So it was a very good experience.
I want to ask Shaun a question real quick, but before that, my take on what happened that day, and what I appreciated about that is Shaun is his own one man. He's he has his own production company. So when Courtney lost all his equipment, when his car got broken into, Shaun just came right in and he said, let me go to my house, get the sound equipment, get the boom mic, get everything you need. So he was like, one monkey don't stop no show, let's go. Now, what that does is that just pushed our time back, but we were still at it. So that is
big ups for sure. You did step in. That played a huge part for sure.
Yeah. So Shaun, what is it like working with Pasha and Courtney in this aspect instead of in the writer's room?
It was super dope. The best part about working with Pasha and Courtney for me is their trust in me to deliver their vision. So if I wanted to change something, change a line, add a line, shoot something, I would go to them like, hey, this is my idea. Let me know if you don't like it. And it was like, go ahead. The word I kept hearing a lot was trust. We trust you. We trust you. And that's big for a director. So it allows me to stay in a creative space and shoot. So it was dope. It was super easy. Typically, working with writers is a headache because they want everything to be as they wrote it. But Pasha Courtney was like, nah, we trust it. If it don't sound right, if you want to add something, go ahead and do it. So it was good for me.
You know what, Shaun, that is actually one of my questions and you've taught us, if when you get it to the director, it might be a totally different script. Talk about that a little bit, because you're on both sides of it.
Mm-hmm. So so what people don't know, and first time filmmakers don't know, is that a film is made in 3 parts. It's made first when it's written, then it's made when the director gets it, and then it's made when the editor gets it. So, 3 different creative minds are involved in this project, and you have to trust the people that you put in place. So as a writer, once you give it to a director, you have to trust that director and trust their changes or additions or whatever, because they see the story in the film differently from how you see it.
Right. So, okay. So now that you said that, so Pasha and Courtney, what do you think about the finished project? What are your thoughts? How do you like it?
Partner, I'll let you go first.
So first, I will say that this project was just supposed to display the way that we sometimes get into situations in relationships and, have to figure them out. And the car was the nexus for these 2 people. This young adult couple, going through the motions in a relationship, but they made a financial purchase of buying a car. And it was, okay, well, how do we, because no one wants to give up the car. Nobody wants to back down at this point. So, it was trying to be a romantic and comedic spin on how they share this car. I think it was executed well, very well, I must say. Again, working with Shaun, I think Shaun gets us. So when he saw the script, when everything came together, yes, he definitely put his spin on it, but it was in line, I would say, with what our vision was. Our crew, our cast, there were times where, you know, we gave them the freedom to be like, hey, if something feels good or you want to say something here, go ahead and do it. They did it, and they did the damn thing for real. So, and the editor, our editor took, I think, everything that we had going on, and what he did was he executed that final product. And I think it's a project that represents what our vision was and represents us well.
Yeah, and I guess I would add to that, just with the characters and just the flexibility with them. Like, that's just a real peek behind the curtain. That scene with Miguel on the toilet was something that Shaun thought of that day. So when you talk about trust,
yes,
he did not write that in. That was something where he said, let's visually see that. And it worked. And I'm glad that we did that. So yeah, we're certainly pleased. Like I said, it's just a beauty to have it go from paper all the way to real life with some edits in between. But as a filmmaker, heck, even in life, you got to be flexible. So that's just a lesson that you have to continue to learn, whether you're a filmmaker or not.
We have not heard from Miss Bianca Golden, y'all. The Jordan.
Creepy ass Jordan.
Creep, why don't you creep? So we need to hear from Miss Bianca. So let's talk about it. What did you think about the finished project? What was it like working with Miguel?
Okay, well, I would start. Jordan is not, she's not a nutcase, okay? She just doesn't really understand boundaries. So that's something that she needs to work on, is boundaries. And I think that she's really passionate, but she just doesn't always know how to express that. But she's not a nutcase. She's not going to kill him. She's, you know, she's not plotting something off the wall. But working with Miguel was awesome. Super easy person to work with. Super calm. So he kind of matched my personality. I'm a calm person as well. Super calm. So it was just like, I mean, our chemistry was already there, you know, as Bianca and Miguel, as well as with Rich and Jordan. So it came really easy. It wasn't difficult at all. Being on set also was amazing. I appreciate each and all of you all of the writers, producers, and directors. Thank you for the freedom just to be creative. As an actor, we're taking a chance when we ad-lib, you know, so when you all give us that freedom, it's still a chance that we're taking. We're still just, you know, moving a little differently, see how it goes. And fortunately, it worked out well. And if there ever was something that just kind of was like, you know, we just correct it and keep it moving. But I think that's the beauty of, you know, that open communication. That's something we had on set. You know, how do you feel about this? How do you like this? You know, so it was a comfortable environment. Really fun to shoot. You know, being so close to Miguel's face, I'm like, Miguel, I'm so sorry. You know, I know this has probably, you've never encountered an experience like this before, but you know, we have to rock with it. So it was an amazing experience, and I'm definitely grateful. Thank you all for trusting me to play Jordan.
Okay. So someone actually did have a question. So what was it like shooting the second time around, Miss MEB? What was it like shooting that second time around? I know one of the things that we've kept running into is location. So we had to, you know, find a new location, find a new apartment, things of that nature. So Pasha and Courtney, what was that like shooting, you know, second time around, you know, after shutting down and having to re-up?
Cold.
Right.
Wet.
It was cold and raining that day, and outside of that, it was cool though. Like we had, because we had to find another location, so we had to dig deeper into the budget, and so we had to be very timely. So we had everything laid out, and there was some more creative freedoms that were used as well. And again, we trusted Shaun on that. But I say that day was very timely. We were very on point that day, and we needed to be. Because of the location that we had, and because of that extra footage was allowed us to add a few more things, or maybe take some things out that we may not have seen in writing. But I just remember being real cold. And I remember that one shot that we tried to get over the
I was going to mention that. Yes.
Garage, and it was raining. We were so mad we couldn't get that. But again, the creative juices were flowing that day. And that's the thing. Like when creative people get together, no matter what the environment is, or you got to do a reshoot or whatever, the juices get to flowing and you get the job done.
Pasha, do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I would say the second time around we were determined. I think because we had went through the debacle, with the first session that we shot, I think we were ready. Everybody was ready. Everybody was prepared. And we knew that we had an objective that we had to meet that day. And we did it. And we did it fun. We always try to have fun on set. We always try to make the set a place where there's comfort. And there is that opportunity to express yourself. But we were determined and we got it done.
And shout out to, and one other thing too, and then Shaun, you can chime in on this as well. We had a different director of photography.
That's what I was saying.
Today. So, shout out to Maya, who shot the original, and then we had Julius Jones that shot the second time around, right? So that was another concept. We were, okay, we got another person behind the camera. What does that look like? But that flowed. So I actually, I don't want to take your shine, Crystal, with the question, but what was that like for you, Shaun, on that, having a different DP?
Oh, it was cool. I like Julius. Maya was dope. But Julius and I just like clicked better. It was like more synergy there. And if I wanted to try something, he was like, all right, let's try it. And I was like, oh, great. I love that. You know what I'm saying? So, the tracking shot when he walked into the garage, that whole following shot he did, and it was so smooth and it was so good.
That was fire.
Now I really wanted that, and he did it, executed, and then the overhead shot of Bianca in the car. He was like, all right, he climbed on the car to get the shot, right? So working with both DPs was kind of cool because you kind of see different styles. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I could probably use Maya if I'm shooting something like this, and use Julius if I'm shooting something like that. But it was real seamless and easy working with both of them.
Mm-hmm. And to touch on that, like having to go back in the second time around, scheduling. So we had Maya and then we didn't have her. So, but what I appreciated is that, hey, she called and said, hey, I can't do it, but I have this other guy that you're going to like. And Julius was, like Shaun just said, down for whatever. And he was into whatever Shaun, it was real collaborative. So I really liked that. I was so excited to get that shot, but then it started raining. That overhead shot of the parking lot, it was going to be nice, but it started raining and we can't get the shot. So just having to be flexible and adapt, that's huge. That's huge. So Shaun, you are also a writer and you've got your writer's room and then you work on several projects yourself. How is it working on a project that you have, no hands in? We give you the script and you're like, okay, I'm here. Just hire me. How is that? How is that working on that side of it?
I mean, it's cool. I do a lot of directing, so it's just another medium for me to be creative in, right? So when I'm writing, I'm creative, with words, but this allows me to tap into my visual brain, right? So I loved it. It was cool. And I like directing things that I haven't written because I always want to challenge myself to say, am I as good as a director as I think I am? And then after watching this, it was like, yeah, I am. So it was cool. It was cool.
I like that because you kind of are adverse to romantic comedies. You don't know.
I'm not. No, stop it. Okay. I'm not adverse to romantic comedies, but the ones I get, the ones that I pass on are always like cliche, like on the nose type of dialogue. And it's like, we've heard this before. We've seen this before. I don't really want to waste my time with this. The difference between Only Choice is it felt and it sounded real. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it was a comedy, and yes, there was some romance aspects of it, but it felt real. And the fact that Pasha and Courtney at the end, they wrote that they didn't get back together for me, that was big. So I was like, oh, okay, it's one of those real, because they don't always, I hate happy endings, right? Either someone has to die or someone has to go away. So I'm glad in this one, like they didn't, it wasn't a happy ending. It was a real ending, because most breakups end that way. So that was the main reason why I jumped outside of knowing Passion and Courtney and wanting to direct something that they wrote, because I love their writing. Outside of that, the fact that the way it ended, I was like, oh yeah, I'm in on this.
That's a good point, and I really appreciate that. And talk to that Passion and Courtney about not putting a button on it, not like wanting. Go ahead.
The ending, we wanted the ending. So the way that we wrote it, it truly is that they didn't get back together, but the way that you see it, we leave it to the viewer. Like, how do you want this story to end? Just because he came back and we don't even know if he knocked on the door. Some people may see it as he knocked on the door and they talked, but some people may see it as he stayed at the door and contemplated. And again, with relationships, sometimes there isn't that clean cut, or there is that miscommunication in which a party wants to do something, doesn't want to do it, and we kind of end up where we are on the opposite sides of the door, wanting to talk or wanting to do it over again or try it. And hey, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I do, and I know you have that question, but I definitely want to make sure that I just chime in on the chemistry aspect of it all. So Bianca and Miquel had chemistry instantly, but that wasn't the only chemistry that was on the set. So the scene with Ken and Miquel walking down the street.
Love that scene.
That right there is, I don't even know how many takes that took. And I know we had
it was a lot.
Takes. Shaun.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was late that night too.
And it was late. Yeah, it was a lot of takes.
It was
But
late.
was it a lot because of atmosphere? Was it a lot because it was outdoors? All of that. It wasn't a lot because of the two actors. Go ahead.
And I'm going to let Shaun jump in on that. I know it was a lot because of the environment, but the chemistry between them, that conversation, that what they did, that's authentic. But I'm going to let Shaun answer that one.
It was a lot of takes, because of the environment, buses and cars and people. It was a lot of dialogue, and I also wanted to get a bunch of different shots. So, I needed an isolated shot of both of them. I needed a two shot of both of them. I needed a wide shot of both of them. I needed a behind the shot of both of them, and we were moving. So every time we did it, we had to start back in the same place to make sure all the continuity fit. If they messed up a line, we had to go back and do it all over again. But I like that shot because it looked really beautiful out there. It was a clear night. Had the lights going on in the city. We chose a great location for it. Outside of the parking lot walking shot and the overhead car shot, that's like my favorite scene.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. And then even with the car being stolen, we had to have somebody hold that place, because that was like a Friday night or whatever in Atlanta. So you got to think people was just like, we got to park right here. Like, no, we got to shoot right here. So that as well. And then even just to go back a little bit, you talked about the ending, right? But if you all paid attention throughout the dialogue, a lot of times Miquel kept saying to her, what she was saying, how do we get here, was in a lot of times in relationships, sometimes you don't even know how you got to this point. You kind of know, but you don't know. And that's what else makes it real. Him leaving and she like, what you mean? Now you want to ask me this now? We should have been talked about this, but you probably talked about it before, but it was white noise. And now that I'm leaving, you want to listen to me. And then I want to come back. I don't want to come back. Yeah, that's just, we wanted it to be so real, because a lot of us have probably been in relationships like that, or are in relationships like that now, where you just don't even know, how you got to this point.
And I think because everybody's talking and nobody's listening. That's I think it's always a lot of talking. And as you saw between the two characters, there was a lot of dialogue between them, especially in the beginning. But then no one was listening. And when it got to the point to listen, they were kind of done.
You're on mute.
Crystal, you're on mute, hon. I had a host on mute.
Yeah, all my subscribers know that's going to happen at least once. And I was really trying to make sure it didn't happen. So thank you guys so much, because that is so important. I want to go back to Miquel and Bianca real quick, because we've had a lot we're talking with the executive producers and the director, but talk about that chemistry. You know what, Miquel, talk about that chemistry with you and Kenneth. And then Bianca, talk about that chemistry with you in China. A lot of the people in here, the subscribers, they know Sadidi. They know China, that she's been on our show, and Bianca's been on my show. So talk about that a little bit, about, if you did not have that friend to go and sleep on his couch, what would happen? So talk about that a little bit, Miquel. Miquel first, and then B.
Yeah, so first of all, whenever I'm reviewing the script, I look for realistic people that I can connect to or relate to. And so for me, Kenneth was oftentimes who I am with my friends, where I'm like always playing, and they're like, man, can you be serious for once? So I already had a realistic place to draw from. So I'm like, okay, I understand this character. But when I, got to meet Kenneth, it was like, we were already connected. Like, we knew each other already. And we just got to talking about different things in general, in life in general. And I was like, okay, he could actually be my friend. I made him my friend in real life. So when we got on camera, it just felt authentic and organic.
Right. That's a great point. B, what about that? What about you in China at the bar?
Yeah, so kind of like Pasha, I'm a planner. So prior to me in China meeting, I got her email, sent her email address. We were on the phone. We were actually going to read our sides. Before we even read it, we just had a whole conversation. Like, it felt like family. We were just like, yeah, girl, so what did you do last weekend? Oh, I was here. We were talking for a good chunk of time before we're like, girl, we have to read these sides. Let's read them. So we clicked off, and we never saw each other. We were just on the phone. But once, I was already on set. China came on set. I didn't know what she looked like. She didn't know what I looked like, but we found each other.
Oh, that's great.
It worked. China definitely feels like that girlfriend who you have to vent to. Every Friday night, you're having a cocktail with her. She's the hold you down type of friend. That's definitely the vibe that I got from her. And even, on screen, that's who she was. So with all of our characters, I think we all took parts of our personal lives, our personal selves, and brought it to the character. Although Jordan was creepy, she still had that human sensitivity to her. So that was the real me right there. But it was a pleasure working with China. Super, super cool, dope lady, and I would love to work with her again. Everything flowed.
You know what? That is so important that like what you just said. And first of all, I don't want nobody to say that my girl Bianca Golden is creepy. I
would say
you don't have to have a sequel. Go ahead, Shaun.
Yeah, we need a sequel.
I would say Jordan was creepy, and I think Bianca probably pulled some from some of her personal life with that. Every time I saw her, I didn't know who she was. She looked like a different person.
So y'all,
what does that mean? Oh my God!
How much fun we had on set.
Couldn't remember her. Like, no, you look like different. That's that creepy. Like, she show up, you don't know who it is. She like play the background real quick. But when I read the script, I was like, this girl has to be creepy, which was like the whole point for those like really close camera shots that we did. I kind of wanted to drive that home and drive that comedic beat home a little bit.
This was the running joke that Shaun did not know who Bianca was. Every time, do you know who I am now? Do you know who I am now? And he could, but we kept giving him a pass because we know Shaun from writing class, and he gets people's names wrong all the time. So I was like, oh, B, it's just him. But no, he kept just getting her.
Yeah, everyone else knew who I was. No one else had a problem. Shaun just did. Nice to meet you. I'm like, wait, Shaun, we met. You don't remember we spent 48 hours together.
He's like, I really do like you.
His director brain, like, and Crystal's right. I'll have students that I see week in and week out, and I can't remember their names. I have to give them nicknames or something like that. I'm like the worst with names. I'm working on it though. I'm working on it.
So, yo, we are going to wrap this up, but I really I'm going to start with Miquel, and then I'm going to go to Bianca. I'm going to start with the cast first. What's going on? What are you working on? Do you have any projects coming up? Yeah, let's talk about next steps for Miquel.
Yep. So first and foremost, I'm always auditioning, looking for new roles that'll challenge what I've done in the past, because that's my whole thing. I want something challenging, something that would allow me to flex new muscles. And outside of that, I'm writing some things myself. I'm not going to say what they will be, but I'm writing some cool things myself that, should be dropping relatively soon, but I'm in the lab still.
Okay, in the lab, that's where we like. B?
Yeah, so I'm living that actor's life. I am training. I'm not currently filming right now. Everything that I've done is already in post-production or has already come out. Auditioning every day. Actors Access is my best friend. Also kind of like Miquel, I'm writing. I'm also working on a book. Not ready yet, but soon. I will let you all know once that's finished. And I've been writing a few feature films. What do you say?
Can you tell us what the book is about, though?
It's a life book. It's my journey. It's my journey as it pertains to me holistically, my career, my personal experiences. So just holistically me. Yep, and I'm working on and I'm writing a few feature films as well.
There's a reason why I'm going to end with Shaun, because we're going to talk about
director, for those feature films, holla at your boy,
Only if you remember me.
Right, he don't know your name now.
You're going to have to, she calls you Shaun, you're going to have to know who that is.
You'll have to know who I am.
That is very important. Passion, well, let's go real creative. What's up? What's going on next? Actually, first I want to go with what's next for Only Choice. Let's stick with that for a second. I know we're talking about film festivals. What's after that? What's next? Can you touch on that a little bit?
Partner?
Yeah, so Only Choice has been entered into 3 film festivals so far. We are waiting on word if we get accepted and whatnot. So they are in some festivals currently. And so we will see what happens from that point on. As far as new projects, we do have something in post-production right now that should be coming out probably late summer, early fall, if I had to call it right, partner. Yes. Depending on some circumstances that we need to finish up, but something is in post-production. And then as far as real creative, we are in the process of also kind of revamping a few things as well. Pasha, you can answer that, I believe, what Shaun just put in the chat. But yeah, when Pasha and I first got together, and this will kind of tie into Shaun, like we just start writing and then had no budget, no vision, no anything. We just wrote everything, realized that we probably wrote something that cost $50,000 and we didn't even have 50 cents. And so what we have come together now is the reason why we created Real Creative is, for one, we want to put out our own content because we're creators at heart, and that's what we're going to do. But we also want to help other people bring their projects to life. And so that's essentially where Real Creative is headed, where we're going to essentially put out our own projects, but also help other people put theirs out. So our website is in the process of getting together really soon so we can start to brand ourselves as such, but creators at heart always, but look for us to, help bring other people's projects to life as well. Did I miss anything, partner?
No, I'm going to second everything that he said. And we're just going to keep creating and working with people who want to create so that, we can get those visual stories out there.
This was one of my questions, but I didn't touch on it. Pasha and Courtney, how long have you guys been a writing team?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, let's see. What is it, 5 years?
I'm thinking about, it's been about 5 years. And I want to touch on something that Courtney said. I know we're wrapping. We had some money. We just didn't have a lot of money, Courtney. Okay?
Yeah, I know. Of course, I was joking with the 50 cent. We're paying jobs, We got some coins to put together, but we didn't have enough to do that first project like we thought we did.
Absolutely not.
But that's kudos to Shaun, like just bringing it out, like, there's a process to writing and bringing something to life, and that's whether you're writing to create or writing to sell. And we're writers to create because we want to say it's our content, we own it, for us, by us.
Okay, you quoting Fubu? So
yeah,
I am. Absolutely. So, Shaun, that's a couple of things. Well, one thing, and that Pasha is teaching me is to write to budget, and that is, she's like, I'm not teaching.
I can't take credit to that.
We got that from Shaun.
Shaun taught us to write.
Taught us that, absolutely.
And I'm just paying it forward, talking to you about it.
Right, she's definitely paying that forward, talking to me about that, and just like getting in that in my head and to write to budget. So that is very important because you have to get it seen first, and then you can get it into the eyes and into the hands of the big budget people that have the real money, or have that money. Shaun, so you're gonna end. I'm gonna end with you, but last question: what did it mean to you to be a creator, to be a writer and producer, especially in this current climate, in this current industry? Because we're getting seen finally. So what does it mean to you to be a writer and producer and a creative right now?
I don't know. What does it mean to me?
Yeah, like are you getting more projects? Because you've been writing and producing, you've been doing this for about 10 years. I know that you've started with books.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of book writers, Bianca in my chat, Kia Simone. She has a book, we have that. You started that first, and now you've transitioned. Was it harder then and now easier now?
Nah, it was excuse me. The transition from novel writing to script writing wasn't hard at all once I learned the format of writing scripts. And in books it's a lot of tell, right? In film it's a lot of show. So once I learned how to write to show and not write to tell is and learning the format, it's easy. So making that transition was simple, So yeah.
Okay. So Shaun, can you divulge what you have next for Anti-Hero Productions?
Hold on. Gotta see the logo.
Anti-Hero. Everything I've been posting on Instagram, I said I gotta make sure and show the merch.
Anti-Hero. So what I got going on? I got a lot. So right now, some news for you guys because you don't come to the class anymore, so y'all don't know. So I wrote a feature film earlier this year called The Curse of Sola. We had got a theatrical release earlier in January. So happy to announce that in September it has been licensed by Stars, so you can go and watch the film on Stars. Super excited about that! Yay! Next up, I finished my feature film Project 18, starring Mimi Fowles and Karan Joseph Riley. So that'll be coming. That's doing the festival run right now while we're pitching it. And I'm working on a documentary. It's called Kevin Samuels, Truth or Hate. And it's basically about the impact of Kevin Samuels' words on Black women and the Black community in itself. Just worked on 2 Geico commercials. And I'm gearing up for my next feature film to be shot hopefully in September, October-ish. I'm waiting for for the schedule for my actors. I can announce it because I have an LOI, but I have Shalana Hampton, who played V in Shameless. She will be the lead in my feature, so I'm super, super excited about that. So that's some of the stuff I got going on.
Y'all throw some gold heart. I was so enthralled with what he was saying. Throw some gold hearts in the chat for my boy Shaun, filmmaker Shaun Mathis. That is outstanding. We're very proud of him. Yo, I want to see some gold hearts in the chat for him because that's huge. That's huge. That's great. Yeah.
Now, hold on real quick. I see Aaliyah Jamari. She's in the chat. She was in my feature film. 18. So shout out to her to coming out and doing her thing. And she's also has joined the writing class. And I ain't gonna hold you, the girl got some fire. I ain't gonna hold you. Aaliyah
That's
got
actually what I want to end on, is you talking a little bit about the writing class. Talk about, just talk a little bit about the writing class. Don't give any secrets, because I want you guys to make sure and join the writing class. And so talk a little bit about the writing class. That is where all of us met. That is where I met Pasha and Courtney, and that's how we all came together. Go ahead, talk a little bit about the Thursday night writing class. Go ahead.
So my writing class, thanks to COVID, we've moved to Zoom, and it's dope because now we have writers all over the country, and not just like Atlanta based. So super cool. So it's every Thursday night via Zoom from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 p.m. Sometimes we'll go into like midnight, 1 o'clock. It's super dope. But it's basically, I teach, I instruct on how to, on the art of storytelling, on the art of writing. And we go over, a bunch of stuff: format, character, plot, subtext, every single, rule to writing to make your scripts better. We go over it. And yeah, happy that I've had some writers that have some huge success. I have 2 writers now that are writing on season 2 of BMF, which I'm super excited about. I have another writer that was in the CBS writing and directing program, and my other writer had his short film go to Sundance this year. So we've had a lot of success out of the room, and now Pasha and Courtney, this is what y'all second or third short that y'all done?
Second
short that we done. So it was like, I'm really proud of the success that we've had out of the room. And it's partly me, but mostly y'all for putting in the work, actually receiving the information and then putting in the work outside of the class is super important. So yeah, that's the class. It's a tough class. I'm a tough instructor. So if you're thinking about joining, leave your feelings at the door and come ready to work.
And be prepared to hear that your log line is whack, and it got 27 words.
27 words or less.
27
y'all,
words or less.
Honestly, I like the fact that Shaun is a tough instructor, and he's like, okay, you don't have a log line. By the end of class, I will, and that he remembers. He doesn't remember names, but he's like, Crystal, where's your log line? In 2 hours, he went. Pasha shaking her head yes. That he'll remember to bring. So now you've had time. Where's your log line? So he's a tough instructor, but it's because he wants us to do well, and that's important. I have put Shaun's Instagram in the description, along with all of our handles are in the description. B Golden, Miquel, Courtney, or that's Real Creative, and Courtney and Pasha's. But reach out to him if you want to join the class on Thursdays. You can also reach out to me. I'll tell you about the class on Thursdays. You all know my my handles. It is so important that we get Black creatives. We got to build this table, y'all. It's not just about, having a seat at the table. We are trying to build the table. We got to make sure that we have us in front of the camera and behind the camera. Do I have anything else, y'all? Okay. Any last words? Anything you guys want to say?
I did not call Alicia for 3 weeks. I'm just want to throw that out there.
I don't think you remember.
I believe it.
I don't think you remember.
I don't think she would take time to chat that in if it didn't happen.
So see, Bianca, it's not just you.
It's not
just you. No, I just want to say again, thank you to all the cast and the crew, everybody tuning in. As well, Crystal, you being such a gracious host as well, pulling all of this together and planning all of this. So thank you for your time and putting together those questions and so forth. So just really thankful and appreciative of this journey. And I want to thank my partner in crime there that we get each other so much. Like I said, that's one thing and the reason why we don't go to Shaun's room, because we have a standing meeting every Thursday. So we're working on every week. We're trying to plan something, get a project through, figure out what's next and so forth. But I just want to thank you for the hard work that you put into this. And we have nowhere to go but up.
I also want to shout out to Kenneth Wilder. He is actually behind the scenes. He's he can't come on, but he's behind the scenes and he's working on his own projects as well. So, and please make sure that you subscribe to his Instagram. And you all know China China Lee Sims, she was working on the last Regina King project, Miss Shirley Chisholm. So she is constantly working, and she's also a Black female director as well. So this woman is doing stuff. So was unable to make it tonight, but you guys know she's been on my panel several times. So shout out to them. So thank y'all so much, and good night.
Good night.